What's going on, guys? Bender here with our third Flash programming tutorial. In last tutorial we went over variables, and I feel the correct thing to go over in this tutorial would be if statements. And if you notice one thing real quick, I moved my output down here so I don't have to be moving my camera region all over the place. So now my output is right here with my actions. And to do that, if you're running a higher Flash, you can just literally drag it like that, and then like that. Okay. So basically, let's go ahead and create a random variable. Let's go ahead and make it a number. So var our number. Let's make it of type number. Let's set it equal to 20. Now, to do an if statement, it is simply just type in if, two parentheses, are open and closing brackets. Now, within the parentheses, what we're going to do is we're going to write what's called our condition. And what a condition is basically saying if whatever is inside this parenthesis happens, then do what's in the brackets. So let's just say if our number is less than, let's say 15, which it is not, then let's just say trace below 15. Now if we go ahead and test this, you see it doesn't turn to output because nothing was traced. So if we go ahead and set our number to 14, go ahead and test our movie, we see we get below 15. So now what we can do is something with if statements is you can also type in else, which is if this statement cannot be reached through any other means, do this. So we say let's just revert it back to 20. Let's just say if it is not less than 15, then it is obviously above 15. So if we go ahead and test our movie, we see we get above 15. So now, there's a special thing you can do with an else, is you can type in else if, and then put another if statement. So we say if our number is greater than 20, and just say above 20. And then what you can do, as long as there was a preceding if statement, you can make an else. So if this was just an else, we cannot do another else. An else can only exactly follow an if statement. So if our number is less than 15, else if our number is greater than 20, or if it's greater than 15 but less than 20, then we're just going to trace in between 15 and 20. So if we go ahead and set that to a number that is below, in between, let's just say 17, we're going to get in between 15 and 20. And what you can also do is with if statements, you can also track multiple statements, or you can check multiple things within a single statement. Now what I mean by that is, let's just give ourselves another variable. We'll just call this one n. We'll go ahead and change this one to n1 and change this to n2, make this of type number. And let's just set this one equal to 5. Now, what I mean by you can create multiple checks within a single if statement is, let's say we wanted to check if n1 was greater than 15 and n2 is less than 10. So all we would have to do is type in n1 is greater than 15. To do an and, all you have to do is do double ampersand, which is above your 7 key, which stands for and then we put in our second check. So we go n2 is less than 10. And this will only run the code in here if both statements are true. So we go ahead and trace reach. We'll just type in reached, meaning it reached this area of code. So if n1 is greater than 15 and n2 is less than 10, we get Control Enter. Whoops. We get reached. Now if we go ahead and change n2 to 11, which is above 10, and test our movie, you see we don't get any output. Now there is something that will make this code work, and it's called OR. To do OR, you're going to type in double pipeline. I call them pipeline, but it's the key that's above your enter key, and you hold shift. And so you hold shift and press that key right above the enter, boom, you get a pipeline. You do double, and that means OR. So that means if n1 is greater than 15 or n2 is less than 10, reach our code. So if we see, it was reached. Because what happened was n1 equals 17, so 17 is greater than 15. And n2 is equal to 11. But n2 is not less than 10. But the thing is, the fact that we put in an OR statement, either statement can be true, and also both statements can be true, and it'll still reach it. As far as greater than or equal to, or greater than, you can also do greater than or equal to. So you would type in the greater than or equal to, and less than and equal to, and that means they can equal this exact number. All right, now just quickly brief over. Let's go over Booleans. So let's say create a variable. We'll call it var myBool, and we'll set it equal to true. Now, to test for a Boolean, you can either do myBool. Oh, I should have gone over this in numbers. But to directly test for a specific number or variable, you're going to type in the double equal sign. The reason is the single equal sign is used to set a variable, while a double equal sign is used to test. So we can say if myBool equals true and test our movie, we get reached. Now the interesting thing about Booleans is you can literally just type in the Boolean name, and that will automatically test for true. So if we go ahead and test our movie, you see we get reached. That's because myBool already equaled true, and therefore it was able to reach the code. Now you can do the exact opposite with false. All you have to do is type an exclamation mark right before the variable name, and it will test for not myBool. Not myBool. So not myBool is equal to true, so not true equals false. So if myBool is equal to false, reach our code. As you can see, it doesn't reach the code. But if we go ahead and change this to false, you see we get reached. Strings, let's just say my string and equals hello. The thing you got to be careful about with strings is that strings are case sensitive. So if my string equals hello, we test it, we don't get it. But if we go ahead and match the casing, we get reached. There is a way around this, and you can say if my string dot, I believe it's .to lowercase. Yep. If you do that, oops, not yellow, hello, then that means we can have all jumbled up capitalizations in here, and it will automatically convert this string to a lowercase using this built-in string function, and then we just check to make sure our string that we have is already in lowercase. So if we go ahead and test, reached. Now there's one last thing I need to go over with if statements, and it's slightly advanced, but it isn't required to be known. So if we go ahead and set, let's go back to making a bool, we'll just call it bool, make it a boolean equals false. Now what we can do is we can type in false into here and say if bool equals false. Oh, never mind, that might be with different programming languages. because there is triple equals, and what triple equals does is it will check the type. So that means it will only check if this is actually of a Boolean type answer. So if we go ahead and type, it reaches the code. I don't use it too often, to be honest, but it is there, and it basically makes it only will return true and run the code in here if it's of the same data type. So our bool is a Boolean, so our code will only be reached if the statement we are checking with is also Boolean. Again, I don't use it that much. I'm not too familiar with it, but it is there, and it's basically meant for direct data types. Let me just check this. We'll just call it my int. We'll set it equal to 52. And we'll just say if my int equals 52. Yes, as you can see, it reached. It says my int equals 52. Well, that is true. The number does equal 52. But as you can see, we passed it in as a string. So if we add in a triple equals, our code will not reach, because my int is now explicitly checking for a data type of a string that equals 52. So if we go ahead and change this to a string, you'll see we now reach our code. And that's because the triple equals is an explicit data type check, as well as checking the same exact answer within it. See, if we just type in 5, it won't work. It has to be same data type and same exact contents of data. So I feel that that's enough for this tutorial. It's getting a little bit lengthy, but I'll see you guys on our next tutorials where we'll start going over classes and other things like that. So this has been Bender. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.